I'd like to welcome you all to our advanced tech training for the day. And today we'll be covering a preview of the newest operating system, iPad OS 18, that we all can take advantage this coming fall. So I hope you learned something new and get excited for the latest upgrade to our operating system. Thank you all so much. The WildTech DC Senior iPad program, its owners and presenters offer technical assistance, virtual help, well-being information designed for educational purposes only. You should not rely on the information, any applications or topics made by WildTech, including but not limited to mobile device applications and any social media pages maintained by WildTech, its owners or presenters as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, treatment, or legal advice. Thank you so much for letting me read the disclaimer. If you cannot see me, hear me, or see the screen, please let me know in the chat and I would appreciate that. Let's make sure all of our TVs and cell phones are silenced to give others, but most importantly ourselves, the most immersive experience. And I always recommend that you have some kind of notes next to you so you can record some information down if needed, and then you can review it later on if you'd like. All right. So to keep our meetings organized and avoid talking over each other, we're going to use the raise hand feature that many of us are, use, which I really appreciate. You can find the raise hand feature by hitting the more option at the top right, and then you can tap raise hand. So I want everyone in Zoom to please raise their hand. You just tap more at the top right, and then you hit raise hand. If you ever have a question, a comment, a concern, a reaction, etc., anything of that nature, please, raise your hand in Zoom. Either during or at the end of the session. Just depends on the kind of sessions that we host for that particular day. So, but anytime you'd like to respond or have a question or a comment, anything you'd like to share, you can raise your hand. As 15 of you have done already. I really appreciate that, you all. Again, you tap more at the top right, and then you tap raise hand if you have a question or a comment. Again, you never know who you may help just by asking your question, and you all ask wonderful questions. So I know we all learn from each other in that way. So anytime you would love to share, please raise your hand, and we really would appreciate that. You can hit lower at the bottom to lower your hand. Thank you. We reached 18 hands. I really appreciate that. Again, you all can hit lower at the bottom to lower your hand. Thank you. Just have one hand up. Wow, that was so fast. I love it. Thank you so much. Again, we just have one hand up. So again, at the bottom, once you're called on, don't forget to hit lower to then lower your hand. I really appreciate that. If you want to communicate non-verbally with others, the chat is a great way to share a greeting, ask a question, send your congrats, or just say hello. I always recommend when you first get on Zoom, the first thing is just say hi, even if there's just one other person in the Zoom or many others, you may never know whose day you might make. So make it a habit when you join the Zoom just to say hi or hello or anything you like to share in the chat. You do so by going into Zoom, and then you can tap more at the top right. When you hit more, you're going to hit chat. Okay. So when you hit chat, the chat comes up, and at the bottom it says tap here to chat. So you tap on that area, and then you send a message. Anything you like to share, just something simple as a hi or hello, is wonderful. Or you could, be like, hope you had a great weekend, hope you have a great week, etc. Anything of that nature. You could also share, again, what sessions you're looking forward to this week. I like herbs and spices, so I can't wait to talk about it. I like our modules, our get sessions, our travel Fridays, our conversation with the OIG on Thursday. So again, any sessions that you're looking forward to, please share in the chat, and really appreciate that. But I'm just going to write hi, and then because it is upcycling day, I'm going to use the search feature and the emojis, and I'm just going to send a bunch of recycling emojis. But I can also just say hello, and then maybe for maybe Black Music Month, I'm going to add some music emojis just because. So you can do anything. You can just have text, you can just have emojis, you can have both. You can even send pictures, as some of you have done already. You can hit the plus sign next to tap here to chat. And when you hit photo, you can add any photo from your Photos app. So this photo was from our module last Friday. But again, anything you'd like to share in the chat, please feel free to do so. And I love to, again, shout out, especially those sessions you're looking forward to this week. But hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you. I love this picture. Yvonne, thank you. I'm going to hold the image with my finger and then I can save it. So if you see any image in the chat that you want to save to your Photos app, you can just hold it with your finger and then add it, okay? Yeah, hello, greetings, happy Monday, thank you, good morning. It's a marvelous Monday. Yeah, stay cool and hydrated. Thank you. I appreciate the comments about the morning meditation today. Thank you. Good morning. Greetings to all. Yeah, we have some newcomers on today, so thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I thank you all so much for your chats and images. Oh, good job, Miss Sherry. I see you did save it and you were able to put in the chat. So thank you so much. So thank you so much for sharing your messages. I'm able to look at the chat during our session. So please share any questions or comments that you have for others. And of course, yourself as well in Zoom. Please share a message in the chat, okay? Today, we're going to be covering all about the iPad operating system. And what is it? We'll be talking and looking at the newest features and customizations with iPad OS 18. And then, of course, we'll be having our overview and discussion and talk about how your iPad has positively impacted your life. First up is a history. So again, the iPad operating system and its beginnings. Okay. So first up, the iPad, of course, is a line of tablet computers by Apple Inc. and was first introduced in January 2010 by then CEO Steve Jobs. The iPad's launch marked the beginning of a new era in portable computing. The idea for the iPad emerged as Apple explored ways to bridge the gap between smartphones and laptops, preventing a more portable and versatile computing device. So again, I feel as though the iPad is the between of a phone and a laptop. It has capabilities from both, but it's not as big as a laptop. So it's a little more portable, but it's bigger than a phone. So the screen, it's a really nice thing to look at and take advantage of. So that way, I like it being kind of in the middle. It's the best of both worlds. So I love the idea of the iPad myself. This is the iPad's first commercial. It's always good to look at our history and to see, what kind of happened before us so we can learn and be more prepared for what's ahead of us, right? So I hope you enjoy looking at Apple's first ever iPad commercial.
Be the charming type. Take off your gloves and show what they hide. I'll let you cry if you close your eyes. I have an answer for your eyes. There goes my love. There goes my love. There goes my love, 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 love.
Yeah, so that was in 2010. Can you believe that? So that is the Apple's first ever iPad commercial. So you saw how certain apps look, like the Mail app and the home screen, and it certainly has updated and upgraded since then. So again, just a blast from the past. Some popular apps on your iPad include social media. Many folks utilize Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or formerly known as Twitter, now it's X, TikTok. Video streaming, you have YouTube, Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, Amazon Prime Video. So, if you utilize Netflix on your TV, you can utilize it on your iPad as well when you're on the go, or if you just want to look at it on your iPad. So I love looking at these different streaming services on my iPad. If I have this, that's maybe the only thing I have access to. Maybe I'm not next to my TV, or maybe I just want to look at it on my iPad. So it's very, very versatile. There's a productivity and creativity app, so many things like Google Workspace, Photoshop, GarageBand, Suite. You can create documents, music, edit photos, things of that nature. So there are many, many different apps for that. Gaming. We love to play games on our iPads. I try to include at least one game for every advanced session that we hold when we just discover and explore new apps because they're a lot of fun and have a lot of great benefits. But things like Minecraft or Fortnite or a bunch of puzzle or strategy, match three or adventure games, lots and lots of fun. Communication, of course, there's a Zoom and FaceTime, Messenger, WhatsApp, things of that nature that you can take advantage of different communication apps. And last but not least is education. So we've talked about Duolingo, Quizlet, and Khan Academy before. So again, you can also learn a lot with your iPad. Of course, each app can be in other categories, like YouTube, of course, can be an education app, or it can be considered a social media app in kind of way, shape, or form. So I really like that. And one app can have many different functions. Okay, but those are just some popular things that you can do on your iPad. So please utilize the App Store and take advantage of all the different apps that we've covered, but that you discover yourself as well. Some benefits of your iPad include it's very portable, it's very inconvenient, it's very lightweight, portable, and easy to carry. There's a wide range of purposes. You can browse the web, you can send emails, you can edit documents, you can note take on it and more. It's pretty easy to use. It just just utilize it every day. You don't have to do it all day, but utilize it for something each day, and that's how you learn the device, right? I've been a iPhone user for 10, 11, 12 years now, but I'm still learning new things each and every day, but that just is because I use it every day. So I'm learning something new each and every day, which I really like. Always something new to learn, no matter who you are, right? And then there's an extensive app ecosystem. There's a lot of apps and many apps that are optimized for the iPad, for the screen, for its capabilities as well. So just like we just talked about, there are many different kinds of apps on your iPad. So, why not take advantage of it since we all have, a blessing of having this device to be able to do these different things. So iPad OS, so that stands for iPad operating system. This is a specialized operating system developed by Apple specifically for their iPad tablets. It's a distinct variation of iOS, which is Apple's mobile operating system or iPhone operating system, with additional features and optimizations tailored specifically for the larger screen and capabilities of the iPad. iPad OS provides enhanced multitasking capabilities, improved file management, a redesigned home screen, and more advanced productivity features compared to iOS on iPhone. So in some way, on the iPad, things are more updated or upgraded than the iPhone sometimes. Just because, again, it's a larger screen, you can just do more, right? Again, I love the iPhone. I love this phone. And it has many, many different capabilities. But of course, there are going to be some that you can only take advantage of on an iPad. Okay. So this quick video just talks about how to update your iPad. We have a whole session on our YouTube channel on how to update and back up our iPad. But this video just quickly talks about how to do so. Okay, so this is how to update your iPad.
By keeping your iPad up to date, you can get the most out of your device with the latest features and security enhancements. We'll show you how to update your iPad
So we're going to focus on updating wirelessly, okay? And which is a very, very simple thing to do, all right?
Wirelessly, and how to update it using a computer. Before you start, you should back up your device. If you're updating wirelessly, you'll need to plug your iPad into power and connect to Wi-Fi. If you're using a Mac or a Windows computer to update, you'll need a compatible cable. Let's start by showing you how to update your iPad wirelessly. When there's an update available, you might get an alert, which you can tap to start the update process, or a badge might appear on the Settings app icon on your home screen. To check for an update, open Settings, tap General, and then tap Software Update. You might have the option to choose between two available updates. If you'd like to continue using your current version of iPad OS, there might be important security updates you can install for a period of time. Or you can upgrade to the latest version. You can tap Update Tonight if you want to wait until later, and your iPad will update overnight while it is locked and the battery has enough charge. To update right away, tap Update Now. Then enter your passcode. Follow any other prompts, which might include reviewing and accepting terms and conditions, to continue. Your iPad will begin the update process, and when it's finished, your iPad will restart. Next.
Wonderful. So again, you just go to Settings, you go to General, and then you hit Software Update, and then you can check to see if your iPad needs to be updated. So again, I would check maybe once a month. If you use your iPad pretty frequently, maybe twice every month, etc. But if you ever see a badge or an alert come out, make sure you update your device, and of course, back it up before you do so. Okay. This next video talks about iPadOS's evolution, so how it used to look, and then how it looks more in the modern day. So I hope you enjoy, and again, see the history of the iPad operating system. So I noticed, so the caption, I have the captions turned on so you can see, it says iOS, it really means iPad OS 4. So keep that in mind. But this is how it first started to look. Wow, you can just see history right here on the screen. Yeah. So again, it went from looking like this to now looking like this, pretty much in general. I mean, it's night and day. I love how everything's been updated, and now in how you see it now, it's very easy to access. So I hope you enjoyed seeing that evolution. Before we actually see this, again, WWDC stands for Apple's Worldwide Developers Conference. It's an annual event hosted by Apple where they announce new software updates, technologies, and tools for their various platforms, including iOS, iPadOS, macOS, etc. WWDC serves as a platform for developers to learn about the latest advancements in Apple's ecosystem and gain insights into new features and frameworks they can utilize in their app development. So WWDC 2024 happened 2 weeks ago on June 10th. So that's what we are going to watch, the preview and over of this latest operating system. So again, the link is in our daily email, but I'll also post it as well. But if you want to watch it for some of the other, like for iPhone, for Mac, you want to watch those. But today we are just going to watch the iPad OS portion, and then we're going to cover, again, what they did just by going over this website. So again, you all can access it yourself as well. The link is in our daily email, but I'm going to put it into the Zoom chat as well, just because. But again, if you literally just search this in Google, you'll also come up as well. So anytime you just want to see an update on something, you can just search it, and these previews and these websites come up where you can take advantage. So again, this is WWDC 24. We're going to watch the keynote, and it'll take most of our session. Of course, we'll end with our overview and discussion, but I hope you enjoy the keynote and learn something new.
Big day, everyone. Biggest day of the year. Who's fired up? Beth is fired up. Doctor? Rockwell? One more thing. Just have fun out there. Okay, Phil.
I'm getting too old for this stuff.
It's showtime.
Wow, that was so cool. Good morning. Welcome to Apple Park. We're glad you could join us for what promises to be an action-packed and memorable WWDC. WWDC marks a moment in the year when we're able to celebrate our global developer community. Developers continue to amaze us with the apps they create for our products, apps that are used by over 1 billion people around the world. It's important for us to provide this community with the newest tools and technologies to do their very best work. Today, we're going to have some incredible updates to our platforms. And I'm excited that we'll introduce profound new intelligence capabilities that we hope will inspire developers, delight users, and make our platforms even smarter and more useful than ever. Before we get into our platforms, let's talk about Apple TV Plus.
Let's talk about iPadOS, which powers our strongest lineup ever, including the incredibly thin and powerful iPad Pro and the redesigned iPad Air, now available in 2 sizes. Together with the latest versions of Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro, and game-changing accessories like Apple Pencil Pro and Magic Keyboard, it creates an experience that's in a category of its own. Our next release, iPadOS 18, starts with features you saw on iOS, like new ways to personalize your home screen, customize Control Center, and relive special moments in the Photos app. iPadOS 18 also brings exciting new ways to get things done, reimagined with Apple Pencil, and a big update to apps designed for the distinct capabilities of iPad. Apps are fundamental to the iPad experience. In iPadOS 18, we're making them even better, starting with a new floating tab bar, which makes it easier to navigate to different parts of an app and keeps your content edge to edge in apps like Apple TV. When you want to explore more, the tab bar morphs into the sidebar. If you use a specific tab often, you can customize the tab bar to keep your favorites within easy reach. This redesigned experience works in apps across the system. We've also made it easier to browse your documents in apps like Pages, Keynote, Numbers, and Swift Playgrounds, giving each app a distinct new look. And throughout your experience, you'll discover refined animations. You'll notice them as you open files or preview them with Quick Look, and they smoothly zoom into view, or when the tab bar elegantly morphs into the sidebar and back. Across apps, animations will feel even more responsive. And for developers, all these new elements are available as APIs to adopt in your apps too. Now, let's take a look at updates to SharePlay and Freeform. One of SharePlay's best features is screen sharing. It's a great way to help friends and family from afar, and we're making it better in 2 ways. Now, you can tap and draw on your screen to point out what they should do on theirs. And if you need to assist more directly, you can ask for permission to remotely control their iPad or iPhone.
I hope that helps.
And Freeform adds scenes, an all-new way to select sections of a board to present them one by one. Next, I want to talk about a feat that some may have concluded must be a mathematical impossibility. That's right, we're bringing Calculator to iPad. Yay! By leveraging what makes iPad so unique, It makes solving math easier than ever. It starts with the calculator that you know from iPhone, updated to take advantage of the larger iPad display, along with some new tricks like history and unit conversions. But the real magic of Calculator on iPad is unlocked when you use it with your Apple Pencil, an iPad superpower. Apple Pencil has changed the way you can take notes, draw, and even design with iPad. And now it's changing the way you do math with a feature we call Math Notes. Let's see it in action with Jenny.
I'm so excited to show you the new Math Notes experience. I get to it by just tapping the new calculator button right here. And with my Apple Pencil, I'll just start writing out expressions like I would on a piece of paper. As soon as I write an equal sign, Calculator immediately solves it for me and even shows me the results in handwriting like my own. When I make a change, the results update live. And I can go beyond basic math with all of the same functions from the scientific calculator. I can save my math notes and come back to them later if I'm working on different things. Like here, where I'm working on a budget for my team's upcoming table tennis tournament. Since I'm in Math Notes, I can sum these costs quickly by just drawing a line underneath them. It's so natural. Math Notes are also really powerful when it comes to more complex math. Here, I have a physics problem my teammate and I are working on. We're calculating the maximum height of a table tennis ball when I hit it with different speeds and angles. Math Notes supports variables, so I've declared a few here, and there's an expression below, which uses these variables to help me calculate the height. What's powerful about variables is that if I change one, like the velocity of my shot, it will change the related results too. And if I want to see how this speed impacts the height visually, I can. I'll just put y equals in front of this equation. And now, when I tap the equals sign, I have an option to create a graph. And if I'm curious how the height will be impacted by the angle of my shot, I can hover my pencil over the angle and adjust it to see how it affects my graph in real time. It's an easy way to explore equations in math. And that's just a quick look at Math Notes in Calculator. Back to you, Craig.
Math Notes are perfect for working through a problem set or just tackling the math we run into day to day. And this all works in Notes too. When you need to crunch numbers, Notes has all the new math capabilities from Calculator. Just as we've reimagined math on iPad, we've also reimagined handwriting in Notes with a new feature called Smart Script. Notes already has great handwriting features, like the ability to select and copy your writing, or even make it straighter. With Smart Script, we're making handwriting your notes smoother than ever. It starts with improving the appearance of your writing as you write. We use a powerful on-device machine learning model to recreate your handwriting style from your notes, which unlocks new capabilities. Just scribble your thoughts as fast as you have them, and Smart Script refines your handwriting as you go. It's still your own writing, but it looks smoother, straighter, and more legible. Smart Script further accelerates your writing flow by making handwriting just as flexible as typed text. Now you can just paste typed text into a handwritten note and it will appear in your own style. Spell check works just as you would expect and fixes mistakes in line. When you decide you need to add to something you've already written, just tap and hold with your Apple Pencil and your text will flow out of the way to create more space. If you want to erase something, you can just scratch it out. Smart Script makes your handwritten notes more effective, fluid, and easier to read. And with other enhancements to typed notes, including collapsible sections, it's never been a better time to be a note taker. And that's iPadOS 18, taking the distinct experience of iPad further with a big update to apps that makes navigating easier and more responsive, and new ways to work that have been reimagined with Apple Pencil. Next, let's
Yeah, so I just wanted to cover that video and just again talk about some of the features that will be available in iPad OS. They talked about some of them in the iPhone portion. We didn't get a chance to look at that today, but just wanted to showcase those specific features. But again, if you go to the website that I shared in the chat, you can also see some of the other updates for iPad OS 18. So again, some of the things they talked about, like new writing tools, Siri is going to be updated, but here's again some other features as well. Again, just by going to this website, you can see some of the options that and functions that you'll be able to utilize when this comes out. So the video talked about Smart Script. They even have live audio transcription in Notes. You can generate live audio transcriptions. You can search through combined with other comments, checklists, or documents. I think that's cool. Highlighting. You can now highlight your notes. You weren't able to do that before. Make text stand out with color. And again, the collapsible sections that they were talking about. So look, you can collapse this section and even, make it even more note-like, which I think is really cool that they have this feature available. Calculator. Again, there was no calculator app on the iPad before iPad OS 18, like from Apple. Of course, there were some third-party calculator apps, but with this newest update, we finally have the calculator app on iPad. Again, it's always been an iPhone. Like if you see my video right here, I have it on my phone, but we've never had a calculator app specifically for the iPads. And there are just additional features that go along with that. Again, the scientific notation or the calculations. You have the history right here on the left, and like those math notes, that features that they were talking about is really cool. I would have loved to have something like that in school to take advantage of. So that is really, really neat. There's lots of different customizations available. So now you can rearrange your apps and widgets on your home screen just exactly how you like it. So isn't that cool? This person's wallpaper, like they moved their apps to be on the side, and you see they're different colors now, which I think is really cool. Again, you can place your apps and widgets along the bottom for quicker reach or off to the side, and just give unique layouts. I mean, I think that's really, really cool. There's a new look for app icons. You can have a dark look. So that's kind of cool, right, to look at? So you can customize your home screen in that way. You can lock apps, right? There are ways to protect sensitive apps. Of course, we all should be the ones using our device, but if you want extra protection for an app, for our iPads, you'll be required to use a Touch ID to access a certain app. So even if someone else is on your iPad, they won't be able to go into that specific app if you have that lock on it, which I think is it's a very useful feature for many. There's a big update to the control center. So we've talked about the control center, in module 5 quite a bit, but look at this, it's been updated. The redesigned control center features new groups of controls, which you can access more fluidly with a single continuous swipe down on the home screen. So look at that, you have kind of like your the main section, you have the music section, the home section, that you can again swipe down. So instead of just going here and just seeing this, you can actually swipe and actually go through the different sections. So I think that's really cool. You can add more controls from the controls gallery. So you can also customize how they're laid out. So look at that. You can have, it's just been updated. You see different sizes, different shapes, new controls, new ways to add controls, or on the sidebar as well. So that would be a lot of fun just to explore. So we have this available as well, just new customizations and features for the control center. You have the Photos app redesign. Wow, it automatically organizes your library by helpful topics and makes it easy to find photos super fast. I love the layout. I think that's really cool how they have it set up. Swipe right for the new carousel, your best content curated daily. Which highlights your best content in a beautiful poster-like view and displays a new set of photos each day for a fun surprise. So, wow, favorites. I like that. That's really cool. Messages. There's a new features for iMessage, so you can type with tone and flair and feeling. So look, you can have the emojis move. You can have it like just be excited, or wow, let me replay that. Major news, that's cool. Let's go with the emoji moving up, or literally blown away. I think that's really cool. You can have bold and italics and underline and strike throughs now in text messages. You can add effects. Tap back with any emoji or sticker. So there are just many ways. Right now you can just hold and get some different emoji options, but look at these different stickers. I think that's just so cool. And now, just like with email, but now you can send a schedule or schedule a message later. So when you want to schedule it, you're probably going to have to hold the send button, like with the email, and you can schedule a message for later. So like a happy birthday, you can schedule a happy birthday text for 12 o'clock for that person's birthday. So if for whatever reason if you're not with them, you can just have send that message to them right at 12. So I love that. Game mode. So now there's a specific game mode you can take advantage of. It minimizes background activity to sustain consistently high frame rates for hours of continuous gameplay. Game mode also reduces latency with AirPods and makes wireless game controllers very responsive. I like that. I'll be sure to take advantage of that game mode. Safari's been updated. Pretty much every year it does, so I'm not surprised at this. You can quickly pull up a site's highlights. So when you search up a page, it highlights specific messages. Sorry about that, you all. Thank you. Let me go back. Highlights display helpful information like directions and quick links to learn more about people, music, movies, and TV shows. Wow. A smarter redesigned reader. You can get a summary just by hitting this option right here in the address tab. You can get a summary of a page if you want. Love that. There's an update to the passwords section, or the passwords app. It was found in settings. When you go to settings and then passwords, that's how you would access this part, where you can have all of your passwords in one place. But now there's going to be a specific passwords app. So you won't have to remember a password again in a way. You'll have it pre-put into the passwords app. So that way, when you log into an app, all you have to do is just verify it, probably with your Touch ID. So I think that's very, very neat. It lets you safely store all of your credentials. If I wanted to go on an app with my phone, all I would have to do is utilize my phone is again, it utilizes Face ID, but on your iPads, we use Touch ID. So I think that's a really great feature as well. Passwords app, save all of your passwords in one place. Share Play, again, in the video, they talked about how, like, if you're FaceTiming someone, you can actually tap and draw on their screen if you want, and vice versa. You can, wow, I think that's just really cool. In Share Play, you can actually directly assist someone just by giving them permission to control your screen. I think that's really, really cool. Freeform, new features with Freeform. Present and share your story. You can organize and label and reorder your content. There's improved diagramming and layout. You can align things a certain way. So again, just more and more new features for this relatively new app. Freeform is still pretty new-ish. It came out in iPad OS 16, so make sure you all take advantage. Some more different apps on your iPad, like the tab bar that they talked about, very, very useful. Updated document browser. So for things like Pages and Keynote, that thing has been updated as well. So you see it's very, very sleek, very easy to access. AirPods, hands-free Siri interaction. So with AirPods, you can say yes with a nod or no with a shake, which I think is really, really neat. I love that. Different gestures. Well, these are for iPad or AirPods Pro. So I think that's really cool. Unfortunately, I just have the regular iPads, but just knowing that it's there as well. Spatial audio for gaming, I love that. Redesigned privacy and security settings. Improved Bluetooth privacy. That's good, and so much more. I think someone asked about the FaceTime app. So with the Share Play, I think that that has to do with FaceTime because you can share play or watch, things with your friends or whoever on FaceTime. So yes, it has been updated with that share play feature, but we'll see in just a second. You see, there's so much more. They can only include so much, right, in these sections above. But accessibility has been updated. Calendar, you can create, view, edit, and complete reminders from the Reminders app right in Calendar. That's really cool. I always wanted to have some kind of functionality between these two apps, the Reminder and Calendar app. So I think that's really cool. Maps, you can view detailed trail networks with new topographic maps. Love that. Apple TV app, Home app, and iPad OS 18 is compatible with all of these devices. So all of us have at least a 7th generation iPad and up. So that's really cool. We all can take advantage of iPad OS 18 on our devices. So again, I put this link in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and put that link again, but there are many wonderful updates to your iPad. So it's just all about waiting and for us to be able to get it in the fall. So again, I'm going to post this link in the chat. Let me go back to Zoom. And then I am going to go to more and then paste that link for you all as well. So I'm going to paste the link into the chat, pull up my presentation one more time. And I hope you all enjoyed that iPad OS 18 preview. If you are looking forward to the latest upgrade this fall for your iPad, please raise your hand in Zoom. I see Mr. Tolson, you have a question. I'll make sure to address you, okay? But for all on the call, if you liked what you saw with the video and the latest updates and preview for the operating system, iPad OS 18, please raise your hand in Zoom. Again, if you are looking forward to the newest customizations and features and just exploring what's new, please raise your hand in Zoom. And thank you all so much. I know it was a little more lax today, just more information, but it's always good to be aware of what's going on, especially with our iPads. And that's why I decided to showcase this today. But yeah, make sure again on Friday at 10 a.m., make sure to check out our mid-year app review. And we'll be covering the about 100 apps we've covered this year so far in parts. So that way we can make sure we take advantage of those different things. But thank you. We reached 15 hands. I really appreciate that. And I am glad that you all enjoyed the preview. You all, if you, we're gonna have our overview and discussion. So if you'd like to answer one of these questions on the screen or just share your general thoughts on today's presentation, please keep your hand up or keep your hand raised, please. If you'd like to share your thoughts on today and or answer one of these questions on the screen, please keep your hand up. But again, we always have our overview and discussion where I have some questions on the screen you can answer, or again, you can just share your general thoughts on today's presentation. What is one new fact that you learned today, or just something new that you learned today, or about the iPad, about what you can do, some of that general info, or maybe the first ever iPad OS that caught you by surprise, anything you'd like to share. What new features are you interested in trying out later this year that we learned about iPad OS 18? What do you like most about Apple products? And how has your iPad positively impacted your life so far? So again, we did this presentation last year with iPad OS 17. So it's just nice to see how things have updated or upgraded since then. So if you'd like to answer one of these questions and or just share your general thoughts in today's session, please raise your hand or keep your hand up. First up is Mr. Tolson. How are you doing today? Thanks so much for coming on.
Hello, Alex. I just have a couple quick questions for you. Well, one is, do you have to buy the upgrade to the Apple, get that upgrade to appreciate all of these new things? And I think you answered that because you said,
no, they're free. They're free, Mr. Tolson. Again, if there was a cost to it, no, that would be, I would definitely have let you know. But no, there is no cost to update your device. Just like on your desktop or your phone, if you update those do not cost.
Fantastic. The other question is, when is this going to be available? Because I'm ready for it right now.
In the fall, sir. I wish we know more, but it will be in the fall. Usually it's been October, September, October, November, so that timeline. So about 3 months or so, but been here for about 2 years, so that time definitely comes by pretty fast. So hopefully we'll be doing an overview because again, things aren't tentative, but this is just a preview, so things may change, but most of the features that do get talked about do get implemented. So it's just being a little patient and just seeing the video and just reviewing what's going on, so that way you could be fully prepared when it does come out later this year.
Well, I'm ready to go. Thank you, Alex, and everybody stay hydrated.
Thank you. Yes, please stay cool. Thank you so much, Mr. Tolson. Have a great rest of your day.
You as well.
And again, don't forget to check out Module 1 today at 1:30. Great overview of the iPad as well. So make sure you all check that out. But thank you for lowering your hand and muting yourself, Mr. Tolson. I appreciate that. Next up is Miss Rosemary. Thanks so much for coming on. How are you?
It's an error, Alex. Thank you. Okay.
Oh, okay, Miss Rosemary. I hope you enjoyed today's presentation.
Oh, yes, I did. I enjoyed it very much. Thank you.
No problem. Next up is Louise. Again, if you'd like to share your thoughts or answer one of these questions, I really would appreciate it. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. I really enjoy the iPad. It positively impacted my life because it was like I got it the right time when I had lost a loved one and I was kind of feeling sad and lonely. But I made a lot of friends. I could communicate with my children and grandchildren, based and so forth. So I really enjoyed it. And somebody answered my question that I had about when do we start the new update. But we can't do anything with it until in the fall, right?
Yes, ma'am. In the fall, every fall, that's when there are updates that come out once every month or once every 2 months, and then the upgrade comes out every year. So last fall it was 17. The fall before it was 16. This fall it's 18. Next fall is going to be iPadOS 19. So every fall, look forward to the cooler weather and the latest iPad update and iPhone update. You know, that's why they have this conference in June pretty much every year, and it gives folks the time to make sure everything is set, and that way it can come out in the fall with little to no issues.
And I just got an update. I just got an iPhone. And so I'm learning that along. And the iPad helped me to learn my phone.
It sure did. I had an iPhone first. When I first got the iPad, knowing the iPhone really helped me with the iPad. So I know it works the other way around too. So I'm really glad that you can take advantage of it. Most of the things we talk about can be applied to the iPhone as well. So I'm glad to hear that. Thanks so much for sharing.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Have a great rest of your morning, Louise.
You too.
Again, we have 5. I love the participation today. I really appreciate it. We're doing great on time. We just have a couple of minutes left. So thank you all so much for your comments and questions. Ms. Dolores, hope you're doing well. Just want to share your thoughts or answer to one of these questions.
Yes. What do you like most about the Apple products? At first, I wouldn't get an iPhone or an iPad because it seems very difficult to work with. But since I have gotten the iPad and I come to the modules, I'm learning more. So maybe when I get a little better, I'll just switch from the Android to the iPhone.
Oh, well, that's what I started off with Android when I first got a cell phone. So, it's all about how you're feeling. I love, just how smooth it is and really I'm able to do a lot of things in a short amount of time on my device. And I like that because, we're all busy. So just having something that is really, easy to utilize. And, of course, with our program, just like with Louise, using the iPad helps you with the iPhone, using my iPhone helps me with the iPad. So it really does help out. So thank you for sharing. I hope things work out. Thank you, Miss Dolores and Miss Louise. I appreciate that. Next up is Miss Anne. Miss Chuck Wu, thank you so much for coming on. Did you want to share your thoughts or answer one of these questions, Anne? You got to hit unmute in the middle.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay, most people have answered my question. When I have this iPad, it's like a godsend. I was so naive about all about computer. So with this iPad, I was planning to buy iPhone. My kids asked me, "Don't even know how to use your Android. Why you want to buy that?" So with this iPad, it's helping me to learn. Like the other person said, I'm going to advance from Android when I learn my iPad, then to iPhone. This is very, very helpful. So thank you for these lectures. I'm glad I'm in it. Thanks a lot.
Oh, I really appreciate that, Anne. And yeah, do it when it feels right. But certainly with the things you've learned in this program will definitely help you out with that. So I really appreciate that, Anne.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you for lowering your hand. I appreciate that. Hi, Miss Wilda. How are you doing today? Thanks for coming on as always.
Hi, thank you. Yes, I am excited about this 18 upgrade. And the features, I am excited about getting the passwords app because I can't remember the passwords. I'm excited about that. And then the control center. It's very easy to write down. And so I'm looking forward to putting, especially something like flashlight right there on my control panel. So yes, the iPad is just certainly been a blessing in my life as well. I have since done just that, switch from my Android to an iPhone. I have an iPhone 14 now, and I have my pad and phone connected together. So everything that happens on my phone happens on my pad as well. So
yes, it does.
Yes, so I'm really loving that. So I want to encourage as many people as possible. Yes, do a switch from Android to iPhone because they all work together. But my real question is about update that we talked about today. Something like Frigo Music. When I go to you know how we get the 3 downloads every. I thought you wanted to say something. Well, it says to me that I cannot update it because it has been registered with someone else's Apple ID.
Yes, Ms. Wilda, we've talked about that in Module 1. So the iPad are preloaded with different apps before you all get them. There's no Apple ID. Yes, I would just delete the app, and then when you re-download it, it'll be under your Apple ID.
Oh, good.
So
that's correct.
then you won't have any other. Yeah, you won't have any other issues. So we'll be talking about that in Module 1. So especially our newcomers too. But again, for some of those apps that were downloaded before you all receive the iPad, you may get that message. So you'll just have to delete the app and re-download it, and then it will be under your Apple ID. So then you should have no other issues.
Great. And then the final thing is now that this does not come out until the fall, I know that in September we will no longer have your cellular data. So that means that we will have to purchase our own cellular data before that happens, or we won't be able to do that 18 upgrade.
Well, again, that's so yes. After September 30th, there will no longer be cellular data on your iPads. But if you have Wi-Fi, then of course you can utilize the Wi-Fi. If you don't have Wi-Fi, of course we had said, and we're still trying to get this together, some resources that you can take advantage to obtain either low cost or free Wi-Fi services. But yes, after the 30th, if you want your own cell plan on your device. If you have Wi-Fi, great, but you'll only be able to utilize it when you're on a network. If you want the data, if you travel a lot and such, then I think it is worth it to get that data. Then you would just have to go to your cell phone provider. So if you have T-Mobile, then you just
Right,
see what
that's what
kind
I
of
was gonna
plans they
ask
have, etc.
you.
So you'll just see whoever your provider is. You can see what
And just
options they
add
may
my
have for a
iPad
plan.
to that to my
Yes,
plan.
yes, ma'am. And that
Okay,
way you'll
great.
be able to utilize that. But
Great.
again,
That's exactly what
hopefully we'll be sharing some Wi-Fi resources. But yes, if you want data, you'll have to find and purchase that connection on your own.
All right. Thank you.
No problem, Wilda. Thank you so much for coming on. You have a great rest of your morning.
I'll call you too.
We have 3 hands left. I think after those 3 hands, we'll end for the morning. But thank you so much. Greer, how are you doing today?
I'm great, Alex. How are you this morning?
Good, good. Hope you
And
enjoy.
good morning to all. Oh, I'm just loving the new features that's coming up 18. But one of the ways that I use my my iPad in communicating, my great grandson is the only one in our family that has another Apple product, which is the phone. So I'm forever losing my phone and can't find it. So what I do is uh FaceTime him and ask him to call my phone so I'll be able to locate my phone. So we communicate a lot, but that's one of the main features that I'm really happy for, that I'm able to contact him to locate my phone. And so I don't have to wait during the summer this, and I hope I don't be losing it like that, but if I do, I won't have to wait until after he gets home from school. I'll be able to just FaceTime and tell him to ring my phone, Jeremiah, ring my phone. But I'm just looking forward to all of the new features, and I've learned so much with the app, iPad as it is. So with the new features for the fall, I know it's going to be something else that our brains. And I'm so happy that we got a calculator.
I
Because
know. I
yes,
cannot say that enough. I've been wanting to talk about it for so long since I
yes,
started here,
indeed.
but we've never had a calculator app from Apple on the iPad. You
Yeah.
always have to download one from the app stores. So it's
Yeah,
good that they're going to have one internally now.
Yeah, I couldn't understand why Apple did not have a calculator. So now they
On
do.
their iPad,
Well,
but again on iPhone they had it. It's just all about
on the iPad. Oh, okay, because
yeah,
I
it's
use
all
it
about
on my.
functionality because they're 2 different devices. So some things may not be in one device than the other because they are 2 different kinds of devices. So yes,
Okay.
the calculator is just coming this fall. So I look
Okay.
forward to utilizing it than having to go to my phone.
Yeah, because I go to my Android for my calculator, but I just couldn't figure out why it wasn't on my iPad. So what's going on with Apple? But
So
and one.
that's literally I would have Googled that, Greer. If you literally Google calculator app on iPad, you would have seen that there was not one. So literally I
Yeah.
would it just Google is your friend, okay?
One other thing, it's my understanding that with the new features that Apple is coming out with AI in great form. I guess they didn't show it all, or it may not be this fall, but I know it's forthcoming.
Yeah, it's in the preview. That it's called Apple Intelligence. So there's a lot of great features that are going to come out of that. So
Yeah,
with especially with the other Apple products, especially that new Vision Pro thing that came out. So that's specifically for iPad Pro models. So we necessarily won't be utilizing ourselves on our iPads because we just have the regular iPad, but it is there. So it's just nice to know
yeah.
that it is occurring. So and there'll be a lot of great features to come.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Alex. I really appreciate you sharing this information with us.
Oh, no problem, Grady. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. I will. See you this afternoon, hopefully.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Love it. The chats. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Our last 2 hands. First up is Anne. Thank you so much for coming on. Just you want to answer one of these questions for us, Anne?
Now, I just wanted to say, Alex, that I'm like the other ride. I'm looking for the updates, especially the calculator, because it's going to be bigger than my phone, okay?
I know. I'm really looking forward to
Because
those
I squint on
different
that
things.
phone trying to balance my checkbook. That's a squinting thing. I used to have an adding machine, but I've gotten rid of that. so the calculator on the phone is smaller. So I'm looking forward to the calculator, and I'm also looking to the updates on some of the other features that we've had. And so I can't wait for October, like it was last year. But
I
I want,
know, me
but
too.
I appreciate you bringing us the overview. um and I found that there's a lot of things on my Android phone that I have learned to use from the iPad.
Yeah, and I mean,
But
just tech in general. I mean, just utilizing one
yeah,
device
yeah.
really helps out with
Hmm.
another. So even though they may not seem related, many of the functions and just utilizing a device can help out with others too. So that's really good.
Because I've learned how to take some apps that I'm not ever going to use on my telephone. Don't want to use them because they're too small. Now they have an iPad. Rely on that for more things. And so it's just it's taught me a lot of things. I'm able to do a lot of things on the phone that I had to get somebody else to do. So
Well,
I've learned a lot of the technology. So I just wanted to tell you that I'm looking forward to the new features and whatever else is coming on. And the iPad has positively impacted my life a lot. I've met a lot of new interesting people. I've learned a lot of things that I didn't think that when I got the iPad that I could ever do in life. I am FaceTiming people. Um, I even FaceTime me from overseas, and I was just thrilled to death.
oh,
So,
oh, that's good, and oh my
yeah,
gosh.
so it's just it has been a very, very positive impact in my life. And
Thank you.
I'm thankful that other people are going to experience it. And I hope that we'll be able to keep this program and fight for more funds for Wild Tech and DACL. So
I really appreciate that, Anne. Thank you so much.
okay, have a nice day. Thank you for
You
listening.
too. Hmm. No problem. Any other, I did see we had a hand. Any other hands, any other comments for today? I really appreciate it. I know your questions and your comments really helps out others as well. That's why I always want to have a discussion after we have our topic and our presentation, just so that we all can learn from each other. So I really appreciate that and your comments and your excitement for this latest upgrade. I'm excited too. Of course, just like with anything, we can't cover every single little thing that comes up, especially with these updates or upgrades. So thank you so much for coming on. I think we'll hear from Brenda last, and then make sure you check out our 1:30 p.m. session today on Module 1. Thank you, Brenda. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good, Alex. Thank you. I was just wanted to know about the hotspot. I know they didn't mention all of the updates, but do you think maybe they'll add the hotspot to our iPad?
Who's they, Brenda?
Well, the Apple.
No, Apple doesn't. No, that's not through Apple, Brenda. That's through your cellular data plan. So, Apple do not. There are some cell plans that have a hotspot available, and there's some that don't. So, unfortunately,
Right.
we don't have the cellular data that's on the iPads right now does not have a hotspot. So, of course, with it not being provided again after September 30th anymore, you will again if you find and purchase that cellular data plan on your own, you can see if they have that hotspot capability available alongside that.
No, what I'm saying is the feature on the iPad, it doesn't have
It's already there. We go over in module 5 when you expand the control center, you have that option on. It'll also appear in settings. Again, you have not seen it in settings because you all do not have a personal hotspot on your devices. So you won't see it until you have it and on it, and you won't be able to turn it on through the control center unless you have that option on. But if you expand the control center, you'll be able to see that option, but you won't be able to turn it on because there's no hotspot on your cellular data plan. Does that help out?
Okay. All right.
Thank you so much, Brenda. You have a great rest of your day. And thank you all so much for attending our iPad OS 18 preview. make sure, you keep your iPads updated and backed up. You can find that session on our YouTube channel as well. But it was a lot of fun to create this presentation. Make sure you check out our brand new presentation on our mid-year app review on Friday. So we'll just be taking a trip down memory lane 2024 and just covering the apps that we covered in the past 6 months. I will see you all at 1:30. Thanks so much for coming on, and you all have a wonderful rest of your morning. I'll see you at 1:30. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Alex. You too. Great presentation.
Thank
See you
you.
later. Thank you.
See y'all later.
Hey, Alex, have a good day.
Blessed day.
Thank you.
And over. Yeah, but they changing